I'm Casey Nordine. I'm the Habitat Partnership Coordinator for the Mule Deer Foundation, and I cover the Great Plains region. The Mule Deer Foundation is a nonprofit conservation organization. We were founded in 1988, and we work in the western mule deer range in the United States. Our mission statement is pretty straight to the point. We conserve mule deer, black-tailed deer, and their habitat. People call them critter groups, and so they all have their focus. Our focus is mule deer and black-tailed deer. One thing that's unique to MDF and BDF is that we're kind of a one-stop shop. So we're not just involved with policy or management or habitat or actually getting the work on the done on the ground. We do all of those things. Covering the Great Plains, that makes up 10 different states or portions of 10 different states. And so it varies quite a bit from day to day. It could be jumping on the phone and talking to a variety of state and federal partners, or it could be grabbing a cup of coffee with a rancher to talk about grazing management plans and ways we can improve their lands for benefit of cattle operations and wildlife like mule deer that inhabit those spaces.
What's the story behind the 122 mule deer herds and black-tailed deer herds that we helped in 2024? Can you expand on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So at MDF, our focus is doing the right work, right place, right scale. And so when we talk about benefiting deer herds, that might look very different for Great Plains deer herds of, let's say, western Kansas versus the high country mountain mule deer in Colorado. Deer herd could range from 50,000 deer to 20 deer, just depending on the location. But a lot of deer, depending on their area, have seasonal requirements, could be fawning grounds or winter range. And so when we talk about benefiting deer, it's figuring out what those deer in their individual areas need the most to survive and thrive through the future. In the Great Plains, there's a variety of threats. So people are aware of some of them. We see a lot of urban development, invasive species moving into these areas. Some of the unique work that we do in the Great Plains would center around the agricultural side of things that's unique to that region. So I work in areas at times that are marginal croplands where maybe 50, 70 years ago, they decided that this arid landscape would be a good spot to till up the dirt and plant a cornfield. And decades after starting that, they realized it's maybe not the best use of that landscape. So we'll go in and do what we can to restore that back into a native grassland habitat that can be utilized for, still in working lands, to be utilized for ranching operations, but provides a benefit to the native species in that area as well.
Why should I care what you're doing for mule deer in the Great Plains?
So as MDF looks at mule deer range as a whole, we want to make sure that we're doing work throughout the range. And it is drastically different than those high country mule deer. I don't think you get a full appreciation of the Great Plains region until you set foot in it. I always smile a little bit when people say, it's just a bunch of flat country, there's nothing there. I've been on some project sites that are just as rugged as any of the Mountain West. Mule deer in that area are a unique breed in and of themselves. They may not do the multi-100-mile migrations, but they have a lot of the same challenges, whether it's invasive species or, urban development. Great Plains mule deer are really unique. I think for the people that don't realize that, it's easy to overlook.
What is one thing that a regular American citizen, just a regular guy, regular gal, can do right now today to help you and the Mule Deer Foundation complete their mission?
So I would say the first thing is get involved. It's easy to say become a member, but knowing, just what I would do as myself, I don't join any group until I see what they're about. So jump on one of our websites, one of our local Facebook pages. Let's say you're in Kansas, go follow Mule Deer Foundation of Kansas, see what events they have going on. Meet some of the volunteers and the staff in the area that are putting on events, coordinating volunteer projects. Go out and get your hands dirty, help with the fence removal, or help with a variety of habitat projects. Go build some beaver dam analogs, get your hands dirty and see what MDF is about, and then start figuring out how you can help. Maybe it's networking, maybe it's joining MDF as a member. Just see where you can do your part.